Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do SSH from a Ubuntu Linux machine. Okay, going through the net cloud here, which is actually a bridge, and then to the switch, and then to the router. And this network is built in Event Lab. Okay, my home. So the SSH, the regular SSH is already configured. So I'm going to do a key pair SSH authentication to the router from the Linux machine. So that's what we're going to do right now. And for the first thing we want to do is to test if the regular SSH is working to the Cisco router. So right now I'm logged into the this is the Linux machine, the Linux terminal, and this is the router we're going to do SSH to. So I'm going to check the SSH configuration in the router. Do show run. So we created the username already, and we set it to accept SSH from version 2, and the V2 lines have already been configured. So I'm going to check what's the IP address. So we're going to SSH this IP address using this username. The username we saw here, this one, this is the username. So if I go to the Linux machine, we just do the regular SSH, do SSH. Okay, enter. And the prompt for a password. Okay, so right now I'm in the router. So I'm going to exit, then create the key pair. So I'm going to create a key pair on the Linux VM to be able to log into here technically without a password. It doesn't have to ask for a password, but let's see. But the first thing we want to check is to make sure there's no key pair in the router. Show run, include public. Okay, public. So okay, so it doesn't see any key pair. We could actually scroll through, because when we're going to create a key pair, you're going to be able to see that we have a key pair. Okay, so right now we don't see any key pair, but when the key pair is created, you're going to see a key pair line following this SSH version 2. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Linux terminal right now to create a key pair. So to create a key pair is we just do sudo. No, we don't have to do sudo. We just do SSH. Just before doing anything, we're going to do ls. We check right now. There is a key pair here. We have to delete this key. This key pair was created for something else. So I'm going to delete this one. Because when we create a key pair, we're going to see a new key pair created here. So we'll have to delete the one that's there. Okay, key pair is deleted. Let's double check. Okay, so there's no key pair here. So I'm going to create a key pair right now. Okay, I'm going to create a key pair to log into the router. So to create a key pair, I'm just going to do SSH keygen. And then I provide a size of the key. I'm going to say a key of 2048 bytes. You could actually comment it. Let's say log into if. Okay, let's call it if. So enter. It's going to ask you where you want to store this key pair. I'm going to store it in the home directory with a different name. I'm going to call it if. Okay, I'm going to call it if. So enter. It's going to ask us if we want to create a passphrase. So say no. We just say no, it's a demo. So the key pair is created, and we can double check. So there's a key pair that's been created. We can double check inside. We can cd into it. And then if we do ls, okay. So we have here created both a public key that we're going to share with the router and the private key, okay, with the same name. So if and if. So if without extension is the private key that we cannot share. The if with the extension .pub is the public key that we're going to share with the router. But this key pair itself cannot be shared the way it is because the format doesn't allow it to be pasted directly into the router. So we're going to have to redo the format of this key pair so that it can be pasted into the router. So I run this command here. It's not yet, I haven't run the command actually, just pasted the command here. This command permits to kind of wrap this key pair, which was actually very long because the Cisco IOS permits keys, key strings of particular length. So if the length is too long, it's not going to allow it. So I kind of wrap this key pair. Okay, this is what the command does. It wraps the key pair to a length of 72, and then I want to access the key pair which is located at the home directory. Okay, and the folder is .ssh, and the name of that key pair is if.pub. And then the wrapped key, that's the result, is going to be put in a new file called pub.txt, which doesn't exist before, which is going to be created. Okay, so if I do enter, a new file is going to be created with the name pub.txt. Okay, so if I do ls, okay, so a new file is going to be created. The content of this file is what's going to be shared with the router. So if I do cat, okay, so the content of this file is what's going to be shared with the router. So I'm just going to copy it here, put in a notepad. Okay, so while sharing the key, we're going to make sure we share only this part, which is okay. So this is the real key that has to be shared. Okay, this is what has to be shared. So that one and this one doesn't have to be shared. This is the real key here. So we'll go into the router. And by the way, these error messages are coming from the EVNG. Okay, so those errors, you can ignore them. This doesn't mean anything. So if I do configure terminal, do IP SSH public key, public chain, enter. Then give a username, which is going to be the same username like I used before. Well, that's configured already in the router. Go one. Okay, and then I'm going to provide a key string. Okay, so the key string that I'm going to provide is exactly what I copied here. This data here is what I'm going to provide now. Just going to go in there, copy, come here, paste. Okay, I'll go enter. As long as we don't see any error, means we did the right thing. And also, of course, we're going to check that the key is actually created. This is actually added. So if I do show or run, this one's not existing before. If I do show run, begin it up, okay, or maybe show run including pub, Oh, yeah, actually it should be beginning public chain key. All right. So this key was not there before. It just got added. Okay, this is what we just added now. We gave this username, the public key chain. So we're going to look into this router right now with the public key chain. Okay, that's what that means. So I'm going to go right now into the terminal and try to see if I can log in. Okay. So to log in, I'm just cd out of here. So to log in, I pasted this command SSH. So I'm going to target a particular key. Okay, I'm not going to log in. Like, let's say I had several keys on my terminal, so I don't want just to say SSH to a particular router without specifying the key. So so this command permits to specify the key and the target router, which is this IP address. So I'm specifying that I'm going to use specifically this key, okay, with public key if.perp. Okay. Right now I have only one public key, but suppose I had many. This command makes a lot of sense because that way you're targeting one particular key. So if I do enter, okay. So basically, it's telling me it's the first time you're logging in with this. So I'm going to say yes. You accept, yes. It's asking for password, which is okay. Okay. I think it's asked for the password because it's the first time you're logging in using this public key. Because actually what happened is that I logged in the first time, then I deleted my traces. So now I'm logging with the public key chain as, you know, first time logger. So yeah, this is it. This is how you log into, this is how you create a keychain, and then you log into a Cisco IOS router. And thanks so much for watching. If this is your first time coming to my channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.